doing? This here is episode 7. I believe it's episode 7 of the Wei'S podcast. Possibly episode 8. I record so much content that I'll be losing the numbers of the episodes that I'm recording. But
keep talking.
This episode is a very special episode. So you see this person right here. Person right here is looking at the camera right now. This man is her father. He has been asking for quite a while to get on the podcast. And we've been trying to get him on the podcast for quite a while. It's just things have not been able to match up. But tonight, on this episode of the Wei'S podcast, also, I finally have somebody I can talk about wrestling with. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But on this episode of the Wei'S podcast, we're talking about Tiger King. We're talking about the fact that kids are no longer going back to school for the rest of the year.
This is episode 9
of the Wei'S podcast or of the Drunkcast.
Oh dang!
Let's say, hold on. Remember, we got 3 shows and the 4th one on the way.
Wei'S podcast season 2 episode. This is episode 7.
Episode 7. Okay. We're also going to be talking about limited access at certain grocery stores in our areas. We don't know if it's going to be in your area. If it is, please let us know. Me and him are going to have like a dad joke off. Where we're just going to tell some dad jokes back and forth. We going to try to put together a little list. Whoever gets the most, at least chuckles. We don't know how funny these dad jokes are going to be, but whoever gets the most chuckles wins. That's how we're going to run this.
Do I get to be the chuckler?
Yes. And the creme de la creme. Creme de la creme. There we go. I think I had it. Tekashi is coming home. Or Tekashi's already on his way home. So we got quite a bit to talk about. As you see also, we're clean living on this episode. We don't have any liquor. We don't have any. We're not smoking. And this is a clean living episode. We're trying to.
This is when parents come over. You gotta like.
Exactly.
Why? Do what you do. It's okay. It's all right.
When the parents come over, we try to be a little bit clean.
Y'all grown adults. That's what y'all want to do.
But please kick back, as I always tell you to do. Relax. Grab you something to eat. Grab you something to drink. Roll you up one, and let's get on with the motherfucking show. Alright, so we're back here on the Wei'S World Podcast, episode 7. Like I said, I be missing the episodes. But we are back here, and we got ourselves a little broadcast sandwich, I like to call it. Wow. You start off with some hot.
See that, can't you?
You put the in the middle, and then you end with some fire. A broadcast sandwich. Like, you gotta make sure that from tail to tail, they got something to watch. So that's the reason why we started off with Tiger King.
Tiger King.
If you all do not know what Tiger King is, if it didn't blow up the way it did, it would have been one of Shanice's Hulu and Netflix picks.
Right.
But it deserves its own segment.
It is. Like it is one of my Hulu and Netflix picks, but it's gonna get its own segment.
It deserves its own segment. Matter of fact, it's her first ever golden Hulu and Netflix pick, like gold. It's about a man named Joe Exotic, Joe Shablablabla, Slingalunger, whatever his, like, however you say his actual last name.
That was not it. Okay.
It's about a dude named Joe. Now, with this man named Joe got some hoes. And with these hoes got some hoes.
Wait,
now,
what?
Hold on. You get what I'm saying?
I don't.
No, okay, look. So you got Joe.
I don't.
So didn't want to. So hold on, because I don't want to spoil it for those who didn't see it. But one of his hoes, didn't he leave?
Wait.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you watched Tiger King?
Okay. Exactly. So didn't one of Joe's hoes go and get his own hoe? So he wanted Joe's hoe no more.
Can we tell the story about what this is about?
Right.
I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
No. I'll explain in a second. Literally, though, it's about a man named Joe Exotic. They used to call him the Tiger King. He had a whole bunch of animals. Tigers, lions, bears, oh my. He had his own zoo. He went up against this evil serpent lady by the name of Carol Baskin.
Serpents.
And in the end, he ended up getting sentenced to 20, 22 years in jail.
He won't do it.
Now, mind you,
he won't do 20 years.
We have one episode of this to finish. We have the very last episode of to finish.
Oh,
so,
but we did.
Okay.
We watched half. Of the
you gotta see
episode.
that. I can't say nothing.
We have not seen the
end.
You gotta see the end.
Spoil it. I know what's about to happen. I know the man that got convicted. I know the gist of it. But we can definitely talk about this. But no. So matter of fact, with this segment, this is going to be a huge spoiler warning. A huge spoiler warning.
Spoiler alert.
So if you have not seen Tiger King, skip forward. I'm gonna put a marker down there to let y'all know exactly when to skip forward. Skip forward and go to that. So first things first. What did you think about Tiger King?
First of all, chaos, utter chaos. There was a point in time where they were like talking about Florida, and I was like, oh. No wonder this seems like something that would happen in Florida, but Joe Exotic is not.
He's in
Florida.
Oklahoma.
He's in Oklahoma.
Carol Baskin is in Florida.
So scratch that thought. That was my initial first thought. Like, of course, it's always some crazy stuff that happens in Florida, but just madness. Literally, there's only like what 8 episodes? 7. 7
episodes.
After the
of
first
madness.
one, I guarantee you're gonna be like, I have to watch the second episode and see what is getting ready to happen, because this Joe dude is a whole like. What are y'all on? I don't understand. Like,
if y'all watched Rick and Morty,
you know what he's on.
if y'all seen Rick and Morty and Mr. Poopy Butthole, like when he goes, ooh wee, that's literally what Tiger King is. It is ooh wee in 7 episodes.
It's crazy. Like, okay, so have you seen the Don't F with Cats show?
No.
Okay, well, there's another documentary on Netflix, and I'm not gonna go in. I'm just bringing it up because it's one of those where you start watching, like you would look at it and probably be like, I'm not gonna watch this, or this is probably gonna be lame or something, and then you get to watching it and it's about something completely different than what you think. That is what Tiger King is about. Like, you start watching it, and then the story starts unfolding, and it's like, whoa, you got. Are we ready to go more into it, or what?
No. We're just gonna go. What you mean as far as Tiger King?
What did you think I meant into?
Yeah, I was about to say no. We're not going into that at all.
Did you think I was about going into Don't?
Yeah.
I already talked about that.
Yeah,
one of mine.
I tried to stop there too, but you kept going. You kept going.
Okay, one of my Hulu and Netflix picks.
Look, yes, we're gonna go into it. So, let's just break it down. Like, well, we didn't get your thoughts though. That was yours. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts.
All I can say is I hope Tiger King runs for president. That's all I gotta say. Wouldn't that be cool to see Tiger King go against Donald Trump?
No.
They're pretty much the same person.
Oh man, that would be awesome. That would be so
awesome.
See two crazy people go against each other.
So when Trump initially was going into office and it became a realization that this was going to happen, I filed papers to move to Canada. They did not go through, but I did file papers. I will do it again if Joe Exotic goes up and it's him versus Trump. I will leave. Like I'm gonna head out. SpongeBob shirt that I had on in the last broadcast. I will leave. I am out of here. I'm gone.
The funny thing is, I think people will vote for him.
They would. They voted for Trump,
right? And Trump still has supporters right now. So I would think people would vote the crazy. I think people are voting for crazy nowadays. That's what people are doing.
I do not get it. But like I said, those two people are pretty much like the same. Like
we're
Joe
in celebrity culture
Trump,
right now.
Same person. I don't, like what's going on.
So, do you think Carol did it?
We're getting into the
conspiracy. Are we spoiling?
Oh yeah, the spoiler warning was out there. Go back. If y'all didn't catch the spoiler warning, that's on you. We didn't.
Let's get into Carol and who she is.
So Carol Baskin is the owner of the Big Cat Rescue. Basically,
down in Florida.
Carol Baskin does the exact same thing. The exact same thing that Joe Exotic does. How she was saying he like breeds the animals. Well, I don't think she breeds them anymore. But
I don't think she ever did.
I think her husband. I think somebody. I think they may have bred animals.
I think you're right.
But
speaking of her husband,
but
her ex-husband.
Right.
She married somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here she owns the Big Cat Rescue, the food trials and the water trials for her animals. It's like this little box that they got to stick their head in to get to it. The facilities that they be in don't particularly look any better than what Joe Exotic had at his zoo.
I honestly thought a couple of them cages looked smaller.
They look smaller. At least with Joe, they has like some sort of like running room, like Roman. But what I will give Carol is we didn't see the meat that she gave him, but she did say that she gave him quality meat. Joe was out here giving warm Walmart leftover disabled meat, like
expired meat.
That was later on though. That was later on because originally he was cutting animals.
Originally he was cutting animals. Originally he was cutting cows,
right.
But eventually moved on to Walmart meat, which salmonella is a thing. But no, we can't be out here serving tigers that are almost extinct Walmart meat. You're trying to wipe them out. That's genocide, sir.
Salami.
That is genocide.
Hot dogs.
Pork, not pork, but hog head cheese. I don't even eat hog head cheese.
Wait, they were giving them cheese?
No, it's a meat called hog head cheese.
Oh, that's a meat?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was real cheese.
No, it's not.
Dang.
I feel like it's like a meat.
The more you know.
It is.
But let's get back into Carol Baskin.
Oh, yeah.
Carol is basically
the enemy
of
Joe Exotic. Joe has basically he didn't say F this lady in every single way possible. There's videos of him shooting mannequins talking about this was gonna happen if Carol Baskin bring her redneck ass on into my property. Bow. No. Mm-mm. He had, what was it called? Tiramisu? The dynamite?
Oh, TNT?
No, it had a different name.
No.
Tyrannosaur? It was something. Terminus. No, it was something. It was some sort of dynamite that he had. That he would, no, it began with a T. The name was with a T. He would shoot it and it would blow up things.
Oh yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Just look. I'm not gonna say that he did it. We will get to that later. I'm just gonna say the evidence that was compounded against him was a lot. It was a lot. Carol Baskin has been going up against him, and Carol Baskin had been basically trying to bring him down from the very beginning.
Well, I was gonna say, I think if you go back to the beginning of it, the first 2 episodes, he became real popular. He became real big. He was making a lot of money with these tigers. He would breed tigers. He would let people come in, pet the tigers. Yep. He would charge people to take pictures with the tigers. And what's her name again?
Carol.
Carol works with FEMA, and she's that anti.
But it has Big Cat Rescue.
Right. You'll find that later. You'll find that out later.
How is PETA even
It's not a zoo. It's a sanctuary.
And she does the same exact thing. How does she have PETA support?
She was jealous. I think she was jealous.
I don't get that.
He was making all this money. He became popular, and she kept calling lawyers and everything like that, trying to get him closed down. That made him mad, and as the time kept going, they were beefing back and forth to the point where he's threatening to kill her on national television over and over again. I mean, he was saying what he would do.
He had his own talk show. He had his songs.
He got a podcast.
Yeah.
He got music videos.
He had a music video about how he was going to cut her head off. Mm-hmm. Like, no, Joe. Say it ain't so.
But yeah, that's his enemy, and she's got this Big Cat Rescue place who's doing pretty much the exact same thing that Joe's doing, but she's got PETA on her side.
Yeah, correct.
And they just trying to shut Joe's shit down. I mean, just shut him down.
Shut him down
And
completely.
they also talk about some of the other lion. What you call them? Lion keepers? Lion tiger?
There was another zoo that was involved.
Hold on,
also.
wait a second.
That's later on in the end.
So after the success and Joe and her start going back and forth for a while, that goes like the first 1 to 3 after like the first 3 episodes. Because pretty soon after that is when they do start talking about you got Doc is somebody else. You got Doc Antle. Now with Doc Antle had this man who he called Guru. And the Guru taught him, what was it, Shakta or something like that? It was this something.
Something crazy.
And basically he got him a sex cult involved with, it's a sex cult mixed with a zoo, mixed with tigers. It's like one shot shows that each one of his girlfriends or wives has their own house. The property has free roaming tigers and lions all over the property. It's ridiculous. Doc Antle.
He's got a whole sister-wife situation going on. But what killed me watching this, with him specifically, is I feel like people would have looked at him like, oh, he's got it going on, because that's kind of how I was looking at him. Like, no, the Doc dude.
Oh, Doc dude.
Doc is
got it going on.
He's been pimping. Yeah.
But then what killed me was he was like, yeah, they've been here. My girls have been here for like a lot. Basically, he made it seem like they had been here since they were underage when they started living there and like going under his wing. And I was like,
And they were all virgins when they met him.
You, sir.
So apparently, the power to get to the upper levels of thought in his pain is from what he said. He said, like, to open your third eye, you gotta touch my third eye, like
basically, and some stuff like that. Which was like I thought she was pimping, and then after a couple. Some more time went by, I was like, ooh, underage. R. Kelly, you want some R. Kelly stuff, but I can't.
No.
I think the big thing why this show blew up very fast is because who Tiger King was. This guy was a gay, country bumpkin, gun-toting, meth-taking dude that was so eccentric that you had to keep watching because you wanted to know what he was going to do with these tigers.
It was like a train wreck
and stuff like that. And then as the episodes start getting into it, they start going on his life and who he was married to. He married, yeah.
Let's get into
that. Yeah. Let's get to the marriages.
Let's get into that. So we explained Doc Antle, we've explained Carol Baskin, and we've explained Joe.
There was another tiger dude in the show as well.
Oh, further on in the episode.
He's not even really.
Matter of fact, we haven't seen the last episode.
Oh.
So,
okay.
I don't know if I'm going to spoil it.
Matter of fact, spoil it if you
want. No, they start talking about him in the last episode.
Okay.
So, because
the dude that was honestly the normal.
Right. They interview him pretty much through the whole
show. He was like Tony Montana. Scarface is based off of him.
Oh, yeah.
Scarface is based off of that dude.
Wow.
So for him to be, technically, in the scheme of things, I guess into the last episode, minute.
So apparently he's not as small as a character.
But again, we've seen everything except for like the last 15 minutes of episode 7. So that's all we gotta watch. Apparently, is the ball dropper of this whole thing.
I don't think that was the ball dropper. The last one.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like we've seen everything except for like the last 15 minutes.
Oh no! All right, I think the ball dropper though was episode 4 with the lovers.
Oh,
to me, that was the ball dropper.
Yeah,
because they were going, him and the girl, they were fighting through the whole. I mean, the whole thing is them fighting, but
that's the next thing.
Ball dropper was his husband's. That was the ball dropper.
So look earlier. Remember when I said Tiger King was about a man who had hoes who had a hoe? That's what I meant. Joe had a husband who had a girlfriend. He got the girlfriend pregnant.
No,
that's right.
No.
Yes.
There's 2 girls involved with that man. That man
had a girlfriend
and got someone pregnant that worked there.
Oh.
And then he ended up married. There's 2 that the husband that was missing the teeth.
Yeah.
There was 2 women that he was messing with in there. The dude, the dude with the glasses.
Yeah.
That was telling he was like, so the whole time this dude was messing with this girl.
Yeah.
And then he was like, and at some point he even had got like some girl pregnant that
He got
worked
the
there
secretary
too.
pregnant.
And I'm like, dang, 2. It was 2 women.
So that's what I meant though earlier. You was like, what are you talking about? That's not what it's about. That's a part of it.
The other hoe.
That's a part of it.
Was those 2?
Yes. See? You see? I had a train of thought of where I was going. You just cut me up before I could get there. But now we're here. Full circle as we do here on the Wei'S World Podcast. So, so he had one that he had met first. And I forgot his name. I really did forget I know the other.
Let's just say the one with no teeth.
Yeah, the one with the no teeth.
Right.
So Mr. No Teeth.
Mr. No Teeth.
He came first, and then it was
The
Travis.
young guy.
Then it was Travis.
Yes.
With Mr. No Teeth eventually ended up skirting and leaving and bouncing from the property because he said that all this that Joe had going on in the whole relationship. He said that first off, he said he wasn't even gay. He said first off, he wasn't even gay. He said he got dick down for some meth. That's basically what happened.
He was gay for meth.
He
Not
hit-
even gay for pay.
He was
gay
sucking
for meth.
pain for meth. That's not okay. Matter of fact, this is a PSA. If you feel like you need to suck pain for meth, please call 1-800.
Get your shit together.
Get your shit together.
I don't care what you do with it.
Just get it together.
Put it
Hell
in the
of a
backpack.
drug.
Let's just get it together.
Hell of a
Pack
drug.
it up. Open a store.
And the thing is, it wasn't just meth though. They was sucking peen for 4-wheelers. For 4-wheelers,
And guns.
for meth and guns and cigarettes and weed. Like
Mainly meth.
mainly
Yeah,
meth.
and they meth.
Because they might
Because
get
what's the
meth
name of
now.
the meth head? The young kid
Yeah.
was a meth head. That's
Yes,
all he
he
did
was.
was meth, and meth. And his mind was just all messed up.
Yep.
The thing was, he wasn't gay either. Neither of them were gay.
Neither one.
And the thing is, God, I don't want to ruin it for you. Oh, does he? Y'all saw that episode where he admits, Tiger King admitted he knew
Yeah,
that they weren't
he's got a
gay.
thing for straight.
Right. He knew it. So it is what it is.
So Mr. No Teeth ends up leaving the property, gets away from Joe.
Marries a whole girl.
Marries a whole girl and is out of there because Joe was doing this thing where he really wasn't letting them leave. Like he was keeping them on the property, like you can't really go nowhere, like where he be always in your business, like where you going. With the other guy,
the young guy. That
with the
was
other
the
guy.
ball dropper.
Drop it.
Now,
That was the ball dropper.
so before what we're about to say, it's a part that we have to talk about. So Joe tried to run for president. Joe not only tried to run for president, Joe tried to run for governor of Oklahoma.
Right.
Oklahoma, yeah.
He was using park money in order to fund his campaigns, which pretty much
another word for fraud.
bankrupted the whole Tiger King exhibit.
Of money that wasn't even his, mind you.
Right.
Because at this point,
You skipped it. You're going a little further past the ball drop of the young guy. Because after the young guy situation, then the guy you're talking about comes in to help Joe fix up Joe's broke. Joe's spent all his money on lawyers.
No. I was talking about the dude with the glasses because the dude with the glasses was Joe's campaign manager, and the dude Travis was around during Joe's
Okay,
campaign.
right.
Yeah.
But you talking about the money that you're talking about came
yeah,
from the dude
yeah.
who came in to try to help Joe.
That
Fix up his zoo and stuff.
We gonna get there. So after the campaigns, after Joe does all that, and they're pretty much broke. There's a guy that was Joe's campaign manager. He said that was the worst experience of his entire life. Joe tried to give out condoms with his face on them, and basically saying that if you don't vote for me, you're fucked. So that was literally like his tagline, which I don't see how that was gonna get you to be president.
It's kind of clever though.
I understand. I just don't see I understand. It is clever. I don't see how you're gonna use that cleverness though to become president. It's not a presidential tagline. But so the guy that was being Joe's campaign manager was sitting in the office, and Travis walks in. So when Travis walks in, Travis has a Ruger in his hand, and he's like, And he points it at the campaign manager. And he's like, dude, you know, like when you point guns at me. Because apparently that's something they used to do all the time.
As a joke.
All the time as a joke. Like they used to wake up with guns in their face. Like apparently it was funny.
They're gun-toting rednecks. That's what they do.
He told him, he was like, I can't shoot you because this don't got a clip in it. And then he turns the gun to himself. You don't see this, but all you see is a flash. And then you see the campaign manager's face like just frozen. And frozen for a good minute. Like you're wondering if they gonna switch scenes or what's gonna happen. He gets up, he looks, and eventually gets up out of there. But yeah, that because of the stress in this situation, somebody in this documentary did end up losing their life.
Because of the meth also.
Because of the meth also.
Yeah, he was hot.
Like the whole situation was fried.
Yeah.
The whole situation was fried. So after that, then Joe proceeds to show his whole behind at this young man's funeral.
Cold-blooded.
Now,
oh my God.
After he shows his butt at the funeral, including a performance of one of his classic songs. One of his classic songs. They bury him. No less than 2 weeks, a month, 2 months later,
he starts dating somebody new.
Starts dating Dylan. Dylan comes to the picture.
Married.
They get married. Here's another thing that made me look at Joe so crazy. Joe invited 2 people. He invited Travis's mom, the guy that just killed
a woman who was mourning her son's death, by the way.
Travis's mom, and then who was the other person? Wasn't it? It was somebody else.
I can't remember.
It wasn't like
all I remember was the mom.
Yeah, I don't think the other person.
The mom is the only thing that matters. How do you bring the mom to your husband's?
Yeah,
you the reason he killed himself. To be 100% honest.
But the mom was at the funeral like.
I noticed that too.
I was like,
I noticed that.
She called it. She was like, aren't they all like?
I said the mom, the sister, all of them.
All of them was all fidgety.
Her mom was really fidgety.
Yeah, they did not sit still for that. I was like, they all on drugs. All of them.
She got after the wedding to Dylan, he didn't talk to the mom no more. He threw the mom to the side. The mom was done for like.
It was basically a point like, look, I want the world to see me with Travis's mom.
If she
accepts my new marriage, then everybody's gonna accept my new marriage. So
y'all should all be okay.
I'm still tripping that Travis killed himself. Like,
right.
I'm like, whoa.
Now, mind you, right now we've broken this down into parts. Let's recap really quick because we're about to try to. It's about to go fast. Joe was doing good. Got into it with Carol.
For years.
The Carol situation lasts the whole documentary, all 7 episodes.
Yeah.
In the midst of his beef with Carol, his business started going down. One of his husbands left and ran off and got married to a woman. Mm-hmm. We found out that his husbands weren't gay. He ran for president. He ran for governor. One of his husbands killed themselves.
He lost governor.
He lost president. Then he brought the deceased husband's mother to the wedding for the other guy. All this happens in the span of maybe like 2, 3, like not that long.
Right.
Episode 4 is the death. And look, I remember that one strongly.
Yeah.
That's the death. Now, number 5 is when
it started.
We meet the Michael Rappaport
right.
guy.
That's when
they started getting criminally.
There's a guy in the show that literally looks like Michael Rappaport.
It starts getting criminally.
Like they look the same. I'm like, dang, are they related? They look alike.
See, like if you look at it, it's basically broken in, I guess you could say, 2 parts. 1 through 4 is the rise and the fall of Joe, and then 5 through 7 is everybody just kicking him while he in the dirt. Mm-hmm. Everybody's kicking him while he in the dirt. 5 through 7.
It's more like the rise falling, and then after the 4th episode, it's like the fall.
The bury.
Like this is really when shit's like
hitting the fan.
Okay.
So then Michael Rappaport, Jeff. Then Jeff comes. Now Jeff is the supposed big shot from Vegas, got money, got tigers, got girls.
Drives a red Ferrari.
Drives a white Hummer, peeling out.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff is the money man. So when Joe see Jeff, Joe like, oh, he got money. Mind you, something else we didn't say. It's so much that we probably
right. You may skip because it's so much.
It's so much.
You might wonder why Joe, because you mentioned Joe was broke. One of y'all
because
mentioned
of
he was
his
broke.
lawyers and all that stuff.
You might want to know why he's broke.
Right.
Carol and her husband have been
On him for
legal,
years,
exactly.
for
So
years,
all these fees and lawyers.
He also didn't help himself because he renamed. I don't know if it was his business or he renamed or did something that had the Big Cat Circus
I
Entertainment.
thought that actually brought him business though.
It did, but they also did like a.
They sued him.
Yeah, they sued him, which always created more costs that he had to pay for even more lawyers.
Right.
Well, there was one more thing that it was a shortly lived, but it explained why he was broke. A lot of that money and all that stuff that was coming, all that stuff wasn't his. None of that stuff was in his name.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
None of this was in
Yes.
his name.
None of this was
All
in
this
his
stuff was in
name.
his mama's name.
Exactly.
And that's 5. Episode 5 is because they tried to sue him. I was like, I can't sue Joe
Right.
because it ain't Joe's name.
It's his parents'
It's his
name.
parents. So they
But
had to
they
sue
was-
his parents.
Exactly. They came after
Oh,
the
They
parents.
came after the
Why?
parents. They
Mama.
tried to get his mama's house.
Mama.
They tried to get his mama's house.
Boy.
His mom had to
Let
make
that
a
be mama.
whole GoFundMe.
Yep.
This
Help me.
90-year-old
Help me,
woman
please.
is
Oh,
on
boy.
TV like, can you please help me? Because me and my husband are about to lose our house because our son is a fuckboy.
But the
and
thing is,
we're losing money.
wait, hold on. The mom the whole time was supportive though.
Right,
But
she's
look,
supportive.
She's supportive. Like, look,
This is my baby. I
Carol
got you.
Baskin's evil and
Right,
I got your
right,
back. I
yeah,
love
yeah,
you.
Right.
All
So-
right, but he is draining you, lady. He is draining them pockets.
Also, right? So we've given. So mind you, in the first 4 episodes too, it's something else very particular that's brought up. Carol Baskin.
Husband.
Oh,
Yeah. That was before 4.
In the first 4, it was a very another important story.
Yeah, I forgot about
We
that.
told y'all, it's so much that happened. Carol Baskin, right? So Carol Baskin had a husband named Don Lewis. Don used to take frequent trips to Costa Rica. People thought that was his trips that he'd take when she was on her menstrual, when the time of the month came. That's when he'd go. They said he was a sex addict. When he'd go to Costa Rica, get some Costa Rican booty, and then come back home and then be the money making husband.
Right.
But he was also very, very greedy. Well, I won't say greedy.
He was like a millionaire.
It was his money, so he could do what he wanted.
He had a lot of money.
Yeah,
Yes,
he had a lot of money.
yes.
So it was like he was always like, Carol trying to get my money, or he always thought that somebody was trying to get his money. He ended up disappearing one morning. What ended up happening was Carol said at like 2 a.m. that she was going off to get tiger food, and when she came back, no more Don Lewis.
Gone.
He just disappeared.
There was no more Don Lewis at all. Mind you, the cop that showed up to investigate the whole situation was her, that's my brother, but we're not really that close, but that's still my brother at the end
Because
of
I
the
left
day.
the house when I was 17 or 14 or whatever. Her brother was the sheriff that came in. So the whole thing just sounds like this is not, you killed this man.
Yeah.
He didn't just nobody just disappears. But then at the same time, like if he was into like, I don't know, like maybe he was like a drug lord, or maybe he was like doing some illegal stuff. Maybe he did. He still could be dead, but like.
But no, here's the trippy part, right? And again, if you watch it, you'll listen for this line that she says. In the interview, there was like, how would somebody go about getting eaten by a tiger? She was like, I don't know. She was like, they had accused her of something.
Grinding them up.
And she was like, I don't know why, like, I don't know why you wouldn't like put like sardine oil or sardines on them or something like that, and was like, or something. It kind of just skirted past it as if she didn't say that. Like, so you telling me you drenched Don Lewis in sardine oil and then fed him to one of your tigers, which, by the way, apparently have corrosive stomachs. So even if they were eaten, there ain't no bones or nothing that come out after that you get eaten by a tiger. It's just what it is. So, yeah.
So Joe Exotic basically was on his podcast like, hey, yeah, I'm still all, you know, me and Carol still got this beef. Let's talk about how her husband disappeared, and I think that she killed him and fed him to the lions.
Yep.
And like, here's why I think this. And I'm like, dang, that does, you know.
It sounded like he had a case.
Yeah.
It sounded like, but because of all the drama between them two, it didn't get as far as she got on him.
Exactly.
Because of PETA and all that, you know, it just didn't happen. She had a click. To me, every time they put a close up of her, she's like, I'm like, oh, she's lying. She's lying. She's lying. She killed that man.
Yeah,
she killed him.
I agree.
But you're gonna ask one question here before we get into the Joe flipping the zoo with multiple names and going into part 5. So, do you think Carol did it? Yes or no?
I definitely believe she killed her husband.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I think OJ did it too, just to throw that in there. So I mean,
I think everybody thinks OJ did it.
so that's how I'm like, yep. He did it.
But going into episode 5, right? So going into episode 5, 6, 7, Joe was flipping the lease for the zoo into multiple people's names. He was putting in his husband's name. He got one of his husbands on camera. And then after he flipped it one last time, he ended up putting it in Jeff's name. Jeff, again,
new guy,
big badass
bag
from Vegas. He flipped it in Jeff's name. That's where he fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
When he put it in Jeff's name, Jeff already was like, all right, bet I got
Jeff's
it.
a con. Let's know
Exactly.
that. He's a real good con man. So
the moment you put that in my name, that's mine.
Yeah,
like,
he
you're not,
knew what he was doing.
You're not getting this back. Like he knew the moment that the paperwork was done.
This is my zoo.
It's mine now. Right. It's mine now. So Jeff started bringing in his own people. Started bringing in some new people. And was moving out the old and bringing in the new, and was trying to run it. And was trying to run it with Joe. Joe thought people was coming to see him, but instead people was really coming to see like the animals. Mm-hmm. Like Joe's ego really took over, and it distracted him from what made people like him to begin with. It started changing him. Like it was like a TV series that was involved. Again, it's too much to really get into, so I'm trying to get to the meat of things. So Jeff tricked Joe into basically handing over the zoo. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give you this money, or I'm gonna help you with this. You put the zoo on my name. That's fine. We all good.
He helped him with all them legal fees.
Helped him with all the legal fees. Helped him on the phone with the lawyers. But Joe started getting more and more crazy, and Jeff, realizing this, Jeff started backing off and distancing himself away from Joe. Joe had made a comment. They were all, where they like sitting like the murder for hire part, where they are sitting around and like during that conversation.
Joe was still making these comments about wanting to kill
Carol
Bassett. So he never stopped making comments about wanting to kill.
Yep.
Now Jeff, his con self, he was like, oh, okay. Let me call. There was another guy he called.
Alan, something like
whatever
that.
the guy's name. There's another guy in this whole
this whole situation,
shadiness and stuff like that. Called over the phone. FBI got involved.
Yep.
FBI got involved.
So much.
There's so much stuff going on. FBI wanted one of the guys to be an informant. So when they wanted the guy to be an informant, they put a mic on him and had him call Jeff.
Yep.
And that's when the talk was going on, like, well, Joe said this about him, Joe said that, and then Joe talked to one of the worker guys, and he was going to pay him $5,000.
$3,000.
It was not much at all for a murder.
Across state murder. Across state. You're going across the country from Oklahoma to Florida for 3 bands?
Yeah.
Bro,
nobody kills somebody.
That's pocket money. I'm not doing that. That's a con. Like, that's going in the bank.
Right. So that's how Joe, if you go all the way to got in trouble with the law, stuff like that. And when Joe was actually, when you talk about running for president, he was using Jeff's money
Yep.
that he used to pay for all this stuff, and
Yep.
he was running for president or governor, whichever
He
one it
used
was,
Zoo money and Jeff's money.
which is against the law.
Exactly.
So he committed a crime.
Exactly.
So the FBI was still trying to get Peter. They was still trying to get him on the Tiger stuff.
Yeah.
But they said the Tiger stuff is not, is weren't going to fly as well as the
Fraud.
for the
Yeah,
and the murder.
Right.
Right. Because when they said that, because everybody else was like, well, yeah, Joe says it all the time that he's gonna.
We all say
Right. We've all said it. We're gonna kill, stuff like that. And they were trying to get that to stick.
Right.
Now, after that, now let's get into the last episode, the crunching, like the messed up part about this whole situation. In the last episode, again, from the first 15 minutes that I saw, and again, I don't have it. I'm gonna still watch it because I still want to see it. But if you want to talk about
No, you're fine.
Again, I'm somebody that don't mind spoilers. I don't care about that. I'll still watch it anyway. But everybody turned on my nigga. Everybody turned on my nigga.
Wait. Not everybody.
Most.
The ones that were working with Joe was like the girl that got her. She was still on his side.
She was there.
There was the guy who had legs cut off.
He was on his side, but at the same time,
Did he
was
make a
like,
statement?
Didn't
he testify?
Well, at the end, he kind of was
No,
like,
but he said yes. He testified that Joe said that he was going to kill.
That's
right.
You say he testified to the murder for hire.
Right.
He
But they all said
testified.
He didn't seem like he was trying to. Because remember, he said he didn't think Joe deserved that.
Yeah.
He didn't think Joe deserved. I don't know if you saw that part yet, but because that's in one of the end parts. He didn't think Joe. So the girl that had the which I thought was a boy, but had the head. She always was down for Joe. The guy that had no legs was always down for Joe. And I think it was one more person.
The blonde haired dude with the glasses turned on him. Jeff turned on him.
No,
Alan turned
the
on
other
him.
guy that was shot. That guy was for Joe because he also said he didn't think Joe should have gotten that much.
Who, the dude, the blonde haired dude?
no, the dude.
His what's the name manager? His campaign manager.
Oh yeah.
Those three were down for Joe.
Everybody else
was shit.
Everybody else flipped. They was like, "Hey, look. So if you don't help us, we gonna give you. We gonna go ahead and lock you up too because you was around this criminal activity,
Right.
and you yourself is a con, which is against your probation, which means that we gonna go ahead and get you too." And they all flipped. They all saying like some canaries. They sang like some
But I
canaries.
think, Jess is the dude. I'm probably going to do that anyway because both of them were felons.
Right. They're both. But did you see the phone call? I don't know if that was the last one. Jeff was egging on the guy that supposedly Joe gave this money to.
Oh, Jeff.
It was Jeff and the other guy that Joe supposedly gave money to,
Alan,
who actually was supposedly going to drive to kill this girl, and ends up going somewhere else to a strip club. I think it was.
I think so.
Ended up going to a strip club and said I wasn't going to do it, and
Now
stuff like that.
I literally saw that right before you pulled up. I saw that, so that was the last thing I saw.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's just it's crazy, and apparently there's more that happens after that. He doesn't want to spoil it, which again.
Well, there's another guy involved, but you don't get to the very who has a tiger zoo.
Yeah.
Old girl's still in there still talking jazz. She's still talking. She still thinks that because Joe's appealing this, so that hasn't happened yet. So that may not happen. Who knows when that'll happen? But now he's so popular, I think he may get off. That's just me personally because now he's so big because of this show and everyone's been watching it. He may get off.
He might
Because no one got killed,
Right.
But and then you got suspect because they're felons.
Right.
These people are felons because they're lying on Joe.
Sure.
So we don't know what may happen. So who
I'm not
knows?
gonna lie. Watching this show, I was waiting for them to be like, Carol Baskin was found dead. Like I was waiting.
You thought we was gonna see her get
I
killed.
was waiting to see if she was gonna die, and she's alive the whole time. I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh,
so
yeah.
nobody killed her? What?
Tiger King. Tiger King for president. Look, I'm telling you, Tiger King for president. Let him run.
So we gonna cut right here. We got about a good 40 minutes of solid fire content. A little bit over because the intro is about 3 minutes or so. We're gonna cut here for a second. We're gonna go to the ad break. After the ad break, we're gonna do the dad joke segment. Then we're going to talk about the Rona a little bit. And then after that, we're gonna talk about Tekashi. and how he's home. So stay with us here on the Wei'S World Podcast. We'll be right back with you after a word from our sponsor, the Anchor app. How's everybody doing? It's your boy Way, host of the Wei'S World Podcast.
And your girl Shanny the Shooter, co-host of the Wei'S World Podcast.
You can catch the Wei'S World Podcast every Monday through Wednesday by at least 3 p.m. on one of those days on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere that you get your local podcasts, and now
YouTube. Yeah.
We want to say thank you all for listening to the Wei'S World Podcast, and stay tuned for much more, because officially every episode from season 2 of the Wei'S World Podcast and every episode of season 2 of the Wei'S World Drunkcast will now be on YouTube. So once again, thank you all so much for listening, and stay tuned. All right.
Did you start the camera?
Yes.
I started to talk before I took it to.
All right, so we're back here on the Wei'S World Podcast. We are about to do a dad jokes battle with me and Shanice's dad. What's going to happen is we're going to fire off about 10 dad jokes apiece. It is. We're going to fire off about 10 dad jokes apiece. Whoever gets the most, whoever gets Shanice to chuckle the most, wins. Shanice, you have a way of keeping tally?
Okay. You have
I
my.
don't know how I'm gonna win. I'm say. Okay.
All right. So, do you want to start?
No, you can go because I.
All right. How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. Okay. That's one. So you.
Okay. What do sprinters eat before a race?
What?
Nothing. They're fast. They fast. I'm sorry. They fast.
Okay, that doesn't count.
Got it. Oh, she laughed. She laughed.
I didn't get it, and I got
That's
it.
the point.
It's like,
That's the point.
I'll give it to you.
Okay. I bought some shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what he laced them with, but I was tripping all day. Damn! Come on! I will get one of these. And so you.
All right. Oh, goodness. What concert costs just 45 cents?
What? I'm sorry, I got it.
Okay. Let me ask the question again. What concert costs just 45 cents?
What?
50 Cent
I knew it.
featuring Nickelback.
I knew it. I knew 50 Cent. I was gonna say it, but I was like,
I can't laugh at that one. I can't give you that one.
that Nickelback though.
Nickelback.
That was a good one.
Oh, see, you almost had me. You almost had me.
It's not
That's
bad.
because I laughed. I read their answer. I started laughing before I could get it out.
Did you know the first French fries weren't actually cooked in France? They were cooked in Greece.
Yeah. No last.
It's okay. I will get one.
Okay.
I'm crying.
I will get one.
All right. Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Why?
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Okay. Solid.
Okay.
All right. I like
Yeah.
that. What do you call somebody with no body and no nose? Nobody knows.
All right. I gotta get from that one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was a good one.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Okay.
So now you're showing the delivery is
It's delivery
It's
too.
all about the delivery.
You gotta deliver it too. Okay.
I'm trying.
Okay. All right. Whew. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself?
Why?
It was too tired. Okay. Too tired.
I'm saying where we at, like 5?
You're both retired.
No, I'm saying like how many have we gave?
I haven't been counting.
We'll put that about 5.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going down the list, so I got 5. So
I see. I gotta break the top of this one. All right, this one mine. When the dad drives past the graveyard, did you know that's a popular cemetery? Oh wait, hold on, no, this is a question. I'm sorry, wait, it's not a joke. That's a question. Oh, it's a question. Hold on, wait a second. Wait, hold on. Y'all right. Okay. Justice. No, I'm sorry. No, I got it. Justice is a dish best served cold. If it were served warm, it would be just water. Just ice. Just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, shit to think about it.
That took too much.
Yeah, if you gotta think that long about the joke.
What?
A joke is instant laugh.
Right.
Okay. When you get it.
Right.
Okay. All right. This may be a good one. I don't know. Let's see. What do you call a fish with 2 knees?
Tuna fish.
Ah, come on.
Okay.
Got it. Don't trust atoms. They make everything up. Come on! I need one of these. Like the atoms in your body.
Oh, molecules.
You have to think about that one too, though.
It's
5 seconds of thought kills it. It's kills
Come on, they make everything up.
Okay. I'm trying here, okay, with these days. They're not working out for me. It's back on you.
That's on me. All right. Why do melons have weddings?
Why?
Because they can't elope. Y'all hear that? Is that me?
No, it's
No.
just the.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh damn! Gee.
So we've told you guys this before. Our apartment is right next to, like, the electrical room of our building is right there. So like you will frequently hear like a high pitched ringing. And when we moved in, I thought it was me. I'm like,
Yeah, I thought it was
am
my
I about
time.
to pass out?
I thought it was my time.
Like,
Corona copy or something.
like
Shoot.
what? Why did somebody just hit me in the head and I didn't know? Like, if I have a concussion, what is happening?
What do you call a dog that can do magic?
I don't know.
Abracadabra.
See,
That's exactly what it
you
is.
could have had a laugh, but you tried to.
That's what it is. It's a Labrador.
I know, but you tried to say it fast. To get it
That's the only way I could get it out was Labrador. Like
you tried
Okay.
to. Okay.
2 more. Here we go. What happens when you go to the bathroom in France?
What?
European. I smile on me. Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay.
I knew that. What time did the man go to the dentist?
2:30.
Damn it. 2:30.
That's what I said. 2:30.
Okay. Here we go.
Last one. One of us gotta break this time.
Did you hear the rumor about the butter?
What?
I mean,
Wait, what do you say yes or no?
You can say yes or no.
Okay, no.
Okay, well, I'm not going to spread it.
Okay.
All right.
2 guys walk into a bar. The third one dunks. I don't know why that would kill me, but it did.
What? Did he tell the joke yet?
Yeah.
What was the joke?
2 guys walk into a bar. The third one ducks. 2 guys walked into a bar. The third one ducks.
Oh, to a bar. Okay. Woo! Wee! I got it now.
Right, but it took.
I didn't know that one was gonna take a second.
I'm telling you, the
I thought
first
that-
time I ever heard a joke like that, I want to say I was in like 3rd or 4th grade.
I
And
was-
women, it took me too long. And I'm like, I don't get it. And they're like, Shanice, they walked into a bar. I was like, oh, it was a play on words. And they're like, that's the joke.
Yeah, the play on words, when you got to think about it.
Wow. And so to this day, anytime I hear a walk into something, I'm like, I always got that in the back of my mind now because I felt so stupid. Like, oh, I don't want to get this joke. And they're like, they walked into something. Like, I was like, oh.
That was my attempt at comedy with that joke.
The score is tied.
We'll have to come back and do that again another time.
You got one more.
No,
I did 230 was my last one. You still got one.
I got
more.
another one. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
He can
I'm
win
gonna
this
go
one.
off the dome. I'm gonna go off the dome. Off the dome.
He can win this one.
Oh snap! Coming off the dome. All right.
What do you?
See, and that's not even funny.
He's gonna win.
No, I'm just playing. I just want to laugh. Okay. What do you call an alligator that wears a vest? An investigator.
That's solid. That's solid.
That's a good one.
That's a solid joke.
Okay.
So,
All right.
we attempted dad jokes.
All
We both got one laugh apiece. We attempted dad jokes. Tell us what y'all think. If the dad jokes just were really womp womp, or
if y'all got some funnier ones.
Y'all got some funnier ones, or maybe if y'all even laughed at a couple of
My
these.
jokes
Or got
are
them.
pretty good.
I thought I came in with some bangers. Apparently, I didn't. I thought I had some heat, but you know, we'll let y'all be the deciders for this one. But we'll be right back here on the Wei'S World podcast. We're gonna talk a little bit more about this Rona, and then we're going into Tekashi. Stay tuned. Hit that for me real quick. Coming off of my bombs and dad jokes and just the womp-wompiness of us attempting to do dad jokes, we're going to come back to that. We're going to have some more fireworks.
Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to that one.
We're going to have to come back to that.
Yeah.
But because of the time that we're living in right now, we have to continue to talk about Rona.
That Rona.
She knocked on our door and has not left since.
Coronavirus. It's getting real.
Not on our door, but on many doors.
On the U.S.'s door.
On the
Yes,
US
you were
door.
correct.
Not ours directly. We don't have.
Oh, okay, you're right. The U.S.'s door.
But there's a couple of things going on with this Rona that we're going to talk about in one. The first thing is, kids are done. They're done. If the Rona ends by going back to school, which is generally late August, early September, at least when we were in school. I don't know if they go back earlier now.
No, they go back in August.
Late August. So yeah. So basically they started their summer break. Some people, I don't know what's going on with graduations. I don't know if
y'all talking. I saw this thing that said something like these high schoolers always talking about no cap. Well, no gown either.
No cap now.
So
per the news, I've been on this. I'm on every single. People who know me, I watch a lot of news, so I keep up with all this Corona stuff. And last thing they said was there's going to be a point system for high schoolers, and I guess middle schoolers. I don't know if they do points. If they do I want to say it's 160 hours of e-learning or whatever this, because teachers are going to be doing this e-learning stuff like that, then they will be able to pass that grade. So it's some sort of hours. I mean, that's all I know.
That's raggedy.
That's all I know.
That's raggedy, though.
It means you actually have to apply yourself. That's
So,
all it means.
True.
It means you
True.
can't
It
slack
does
off.
mean you have to apply yourself.
Well,
but-
when does school end? June?
Yeah.
So you got May, June, and you go to school 5 days a week at 7 hours a day. You could definitely get 160 hours in before that. So yeah, I mean, that's
Just
just,
have a
I guess because nothing like this ever really happened.
right.
That's
Just do
what
to
I'm
everybody.
talking
Like,
Just do to everybody.
This is new. It's just kind of like, what?
Like, I ain't never get out of school for
Right.
nothing.
But the thing is, the Umbrella Corporation created this damn virus. The Umbrella Corporation did it. So how you gonna punish the kids?
Oh man.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Y'all let the Umbrella Corporation get away with this. Like, what?
If you're going to make the kids stay home at this time of the year, there's only a couple months left. What are you going to learn in 2 months now? I got my family on my mom's a teacher, my sister's a teacher, my older sister's a teacher. I come from a lot of teachers, so they'll say it's important. So I think I'll argue with that. But come on. 2 months left of school. And because
Because
of
the
Corona,
curriculum has already been taught.
seniors to be able to
I remember
graduate.
seniors was done.
Right,
before.
done.
Don't hold back nobody. Don't. Oh, you got to do this again. Nah. Let everybody
They
pass.
definitely made us do that.
Let them seniors
Let
get
everybody
up out of
go,
there. Let them
man.
seniors up out
I'm
of there.
done.
At
Corona
least
done.
them.
Because I don't think seniors would care if they. I mean, a lot of them would if they walk.
No.
But don't make them go back to school. No, I would no.
That's what
They
my
did.
school did. My school closed for a snow day. I think it was 2 days. It was a big snow. We had a big snowstorm.
Yeah. I remember.
And I don't know, it wasn't even that bad for that long. We were out of school for 2 days. They made us make them, and actually I think
That's
it
a
made them
long
3
one.
days.
Yeah.
They made us make them 3 days up to get our diplomas.
That happens
And
to us
then,
in Gary.
come to find out, I didn't even have to really go to school. Like I went to school those 3 days,
But
and
you're
me
doing it.
me and like a few other people was the only seniors in the building.
Everybody else was going.
They was like, "Why are you here?" Because they told us we had to come back to. get
You're
our
a
diplomas.
senior. You're a
And they were like, "Yeah,
senior.
but you're done." You know, I'm like, "Well."
Look, when I was in, I think it was like either in elementary school or middle school, we had, our teachers went on strike. Like they went on strike, like legit strike, and was on strike for a good couple of weeks. And we was out, and we were just at home chilling. Like the teachers on strike, we ain't gotta go. We ain't tripping. At the end of the year, they made us make up those 2 weeks. We thinking we gonna get out in like May, like the first couple of days of June. So we gonna have all of June. We didn't get out until like the middle of June.
I've never got out.
I was an angry child. I was like,
I would have been angry that I got out of school in June. That's what I would have been angry about. Because why are you in school for so long?
Definitely was in school in June. Definitely was in
That's
school.
a whole, like, at the beginning of June at least?
Yeah. It was
Like,
always,
first couple weeks?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, again, that's what I'm saying. Like, with
Like, only 2 months
with
that
the
you get.
teacher
It's
strike.
June and July.
No, when you get August, you get majority of August. You don't get all of August.
No, we used to go back to, like, August 13th.
No, we didn't go back until August around my birthday. Between like August 20th and the 24th is when we went back.
I missed them days. I'm not even gonna lie.
Definitely
Ooh,
missed
not
them days.
me. Ooh.
Like
Different world.
It's a post on Facebook that was going around and was like, if you had to pick what to go back to, would you go back to 2016? Would you go back to 2009? Or would you go back to 2002? I'd damn near go back to 2002 personally. Like, let me go ahead and let me just hop back to 2002. Let me have the knowledge I have now.
Can we talk to our 2002 selves?
You're back in the year you want to go to with all the knowledge that you have now.
Right, but so my other self who's in 2002.
No.
Oh, okay.
You're basically replacing that person.
Okay, well then, but we know what happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm saving some people. Tupac will still be alive.
In 02, he's already dead.
Oh, that's right, man. You're so old I am.
I'm gonna say 02, Tupac gone. In 02, Tupac been up out of
That's
here.
right. I'm talking 90s.
Nah, in 02, I was like in like the
2002.
second grade or like the second and third grade. I was in 02. I had two teachers.
9/11 already happened too.
I had a couple of teachers that didn't like me. I just want to chill.
You were bad.
I just want to chill. At Washington Elementary School, I actually wasn't. I was insane. I was insane at that school. It wasn't until I got to Benefit that I became a menace, but it was
I would
for.
take that mean 2009.
I gotta go back a little further.
Like,
I need a little. Just give me. I'm saying, give
I
me
can do
02.
high school again and actually do it right and like.
I want to do everything over. Let me do elementary again. Let me go back to being able to ride bikes and play.
I wouldn't.
Nah, I'm cool. Let me just get that whole thing over again. Cause my childhood was mainly spent fighting. Was like mainly spent in trouble. And like when I did go outside, I was outside for a couple of days until I got in trouble for something else. My second and third grade teachers had it out for me. And the reason why I say they had it out for me was because it was one time I didn't do anything. I remember that I literally did nothing. I did nothing.
Says the guy that
I didn't do anything that day. I went to recess. And then they sent somebody after me. And they was like, hey, they said you gotta come back inside. I'm like, what you mean I gotta come back inside? I've been purposely acting good all day so I wouldn't be kept inside. What are we doing here? They made me whole dictionaries on lunch hour.
What did they say you did?
I don't even remember what they said I did, but
I opted out.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. They were laughing at me holding those dictionaries. I'm over here. And then the teachers are over there having a ball laughing at me, and I'm like, see, y'all had it out for me. Y'all just didn't like me. That's all that was. But it's fine. It's fine. It's cool.
I used to hate when they would take recess away because I was really like,
all we had. Other than that, we in this building.
I should sue you for taking my recess
Other than
away
that,
from me.
we
You know how
in
pertinent
these
that
walls.
is.
We gotta hear y'all yelling. We gotta hear y'all talk. We gotta hear y'all tell us to shut up for talking. Even though y'all know we're like 7, 8, 9-year-olds and we got all the energy in the world, but y'all want us to shut up and focus, even though your lesson is really, really boring. Y'all need to get it together. Get it together.
Recess was where it was at. That's where all the gossip happened. That's where
Recess is where everything went down.
Tag.
What wasn't and what was supposed to go down happened at recess.
True, but like it just was the best. And my schools, they used to take recess away too. One of my schools, they used to make you walk the blacktop, so you would walk for the whole recess. So you watch everybody else play, but you walking around the blacktop. I'm like, this is.
Oh, you would have did that to me. Like I would have had something on me. I would have had my Game Boy Color, my Game Boy Advance. I would have had something. Wait, you over there playing with a game? Nope. You would have been right back.
Kids.
Gone.
Kids.
Also, though, in this corona-ness that's going on right now, apparently, in this area, tell me if it's the area near you, they're doing limited access to grocery stores. Want to speak a little bit more?
Yes, that starts tomorrow. I'm sure y'all it's been on the news, so I'm sure y'all seen it already. Starting tomorrow, I want to say in the morning. They start to leave. I don't know, but tomorrow, I know Walmart and I know Target. I'm not sure about Meijer, but I know Walmart, Target are doing limited entries into the stores, meaning they're only going to allow a certain number of people to go in. Everybody else is outside. There will be long lines, or they'll sit in their car, one or the other, but I think you need to be in line. That's what I think.
Right.
So if you got to wait in line to get into a Walmart to buy a pack of gum, I don't.
Y'all had to have spring break. Y'all couldn't have stayed y'all butt at home. We could have been done by now. We could have been done by now.
All I know is I better be able to get my groceries this weekend.
That's what's
I'm not
tripping me
ready
out.
to wait. I'm not.
I will order Walmart to go.
Yeah, maybe we can do that.
Yeah, you can still do that.
Okay.
You can still do online.
Oh yeah, that's
stuff
what
like
we
that.
on there. We on the middle of lunch shopping there.
I don't shop for grocery at Walmart though, so that's
we done
weird
it. We done it once.
You let a certain amount of people into one big store. Like, are there going to be people following you around?
It's like
disinfecting the whole store?
supermarket sweeps. That's what it is.
But I'm saying, like,
okay, contestants.
one person, or you like 10 people in, those 10 people touch one thing, cough and touch one thing. They gonna disinfect the whole store before they let the next 10 people in?
No, what they do is, like that PA system they be having making talk over, they got like coronavirus by Cardi B. Anytime
it's getting real.
Anytime somebody like cough or sneeze, coronavirus.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Correct. Like,
it sports you out.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, log out for me, baby.
And like you don't even hear the sound come out. Coronavirus. It's like a disinfectant spray. They got you though. But yeah, like, please stay home. Stay home as much as possible. We understand going to the grocery store. We understand going to get gas. We understand if you want to go to these essential places. But if you just, like, this is news. So technically, this is essential. This is news, media. This is what, if you're not doing something like this, or if you're not doing one of the other essential functions, stay your butt at home.
It's not going to happen.
Like,
you're not going to, not Americans. We live in a world where, like China and all of them are have different type of people where they force you to do it. We're not going to be forced to stay. Yeah, it'll say on the news, stay at home unless you got to do this, unless you got to do that. But if the president tries to make it a a national thing and says, hey, y'all gonna have to stay at home when there's freaking police or anything roaming the streets. Yeah, I don't know if y'all see New York. New York got it all blocked. They blocking the streets now.
Wow.
And stuff like that.
That's
So
crazy.
you can't do it. So, but I don't see everybody staying at home. I don't. People don't want to stay at home. I believe you should stay at home, but I just think that everybody's gonna do it.
I even get the not wanting to stay at home, but at the same time, like, because people got dogs, you know. So I be seeing people walking their dogs. They didn't say you can't do that. You know, you can still do. You can still do stuff. It's just
like you can go running, you can go jogging, you can do stuff like that, but they just ask that you be safe. Like I put out a video. Check out some of my other content, by the way, on YouTube. Besides the podcast videos, I have other. You'll see them. You'll see the playlist pop up.
Plug in.
Yeah, me plug in. Check some of my other content, but I have made a video talking about people in Florida going to spring break, going back to different universities in Florida, and basically it was like 1,000 people came back with the coronavirus.
The Florida University had reported.
No, it was multiple universities in Florida, not just Florida University.
A couple, yeah.
But people, like, why would you go to spring break? Because they told you couldn't? Like this is what it's seeming like to me. What it's seeming like to me is honestly, and I'm not the most political or government type of person, but even coming from me, I'm saying, like, it seems like we're acting like a bunch of 5-year-olds where they telling us, like,
they didn't say I can't.
Yeah, so. like they say I can't go here, or what do you mean I can't go outside? I can do what I want.
Exactly.
It's the free country. All right, and
nobody's getting better. People are still dying, and now we're surpassing thousands of cases.
And what's going to end up happening is they slowly but surely are adding martial law. If y'all not paying attention, slowly but surely, martial law is kicking in. So,
if y'all stay in the house, they're gonna make us stay in the house.
They're gonna make us stay in the house. We're gonna have
that's what they don't want to do, because you forcing someone to do something that you're going back to times of the world where I wasn't even born yet, and forcing people, well, you can't do this and you can't do that, you can't walk out that door. People are gonna do it. People are not going to stay.
It's going to be a revolution. It's going to be pandemonium.
People are going to act like a fool. That's how it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
By the way, that was not a corona cough. That was just that was a phlegm in my throat. Don't That was not no Rona. And here he goes. Now he's playing.
Coronavirus.
And show people your mask.
It's getting real. I got gloves too.
By the way, y'all just saw this snippet of my hair. Don't look at my head. Their barbers are not out here. They closed up the barber shops.
They closed up everything. Y'all know.
My hair is raggedy right
now. Closed up
my hair is raggedy right now. Oh,
the
my
world
goodness.
is on shut.
Hey.
World stop.
Hey, I'm looking. I can't.
Carry on.
Okay, it is what it is.
You get me? But also, since we're talking about things in being a
now you gotta change your gloves because you didn't touch the damn thing.
Right, as long as I don't touch, I got plenty of gloves in the car.
Since we're talking about things affected by the coronavirus, this man here is an avid wrestling fan like I am. So, we're going to talk about that too really quick. Your thoughts on WrestleMania?
I'm scared. I've been watching wrestling since the 80s. From Hulk Hogan to Roddy Piper. I mean, old school wrestlers.
All the brothers and the brothers.
What we talked about earlier, I've been to a couple pay-per-views before. I've been to lots of live WWE events, and the crowd makes it. I mean, it's hype. If everyone's yelling, you see it on TV. It's hype. How do you have a WrestleMania
with no fans?
It's gonna be silent.
How do you have wrestling with no fans?
Right. I mean, just the SmackDown and Raw.
Besides like an empty arena match, which you can't do every single match. You can't do that. So
I would postpone. That's me personally. I'll postpone it because everything else is being postponed.
It's already taped. It's already ready to go on April the 4th to April the 5th.
Are they doing the what's the name with no people either? The thing that comes on before WrestleMania,
the pre-show?
No, they give everybody the awards.
the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Now, I have not literally.
That's pre-taped.
I haven't heard anything about the Hall of Fame. I don't know if the Hall of Fame already happened or I haven't heard. I know who's going in.
You can still do the Hall of Fame though.
You could do
just announce they walk and make a speech and then leave.
So you could do a virtual Hall of Fame or like a Zoom conference Hall of Fame.
I don't know, but I think I want to watch it now because I want to. The thing is, I just want to watch it for 2 seconds just to see how it's going to be, and then I'll probably turn it off.
I want to see the AJ Styles versus the Undertaker, and I want to see John Cena versus Bray Wyatt because those.
I don't think it's going to be that good.
Those have the potential to be like the most cinematic.
Undertaker against AJ Styles.
Yes.
I don't. Again, an old wrestler that I grew up with. AJ Styles has been around for two, but not as long as the Undertaker.
Not at all.
So I grew up with Undertaker. I don't think it's a good
grew up
match.
with Undertaker too. I started watching wrestling like around like 96, 97. I was like 3 or 4. It was like the earliest wrestling memory that I remember. But yeah, I grew up with the Undertaker too. I remember one of the earliest memories I have was something I should have never seen, and it was when the Undertaker was trying to crucify Stephanie McMahon. Like, we're trying to marry Stephanie McMahon.
I remember that.
I was like 4, like 3 or 4. I should not have been watching that at all. Definitely hurt myself as a kid doing Swanton bombs and Stone Cold Stunners. Yeah, wonderful time. Wonderful time. But yeah, WrestleMania is always this big spectacle.
Huge.
So,
huge.
For it to not happen, it's just, or for it to not be as grand as it could
be. Is it going to be at the arena though?
It's going to be at the Performance Center.
30,000 people. No one's going to be there.
Nobody's going to be there.
It's not going to. It just doesn't make sense. The crowd makes.
It's going to be
at
wild.
least 60% of the show is the crowd.
Exactly.
Because they come out, everybody's screaming when they do a special move. If the hype, because wrestling. When they wrestle, if the crowd ain't getting hype, they got in that people ain't,
It's based off
their
the hype.
job is to make the crowd go wild. There's no crowd.
It's entertainment.
Right, there's no crowd. So what are you gonna do? This is gonna be boring.
And the thing is, one of the matches is gonna be a ladder match. So you're about to have a ladder match with no crowd. They're pretty much about to hurt themselves for no type of reaction or payoff. That's what's getting me. Like, you're about to have them out there risking their lives and their bodies for no type of crowd pop or reaction.
I just don't understand how they do that.
It just makes no sense at all. But these are just a few things, because we have to keep up with Corona news. These are just a few things that has been going on when it comes to the coronavirus. The last segment we're going to talk about before we get out of here is Tekashi and how Tekashi is coming home. We'll be right back here with you on the Wei'S World Podcast. Stop taking one last time, please. So next up, well, not even next up, the finale, if you will.
This is it,
the last segment. We're talking about Tekashi. So I'm just gonna read a little article here that we have. We're gonna go ahead and talk from there. You got it? Tekashi 6ix9ine is a free man. Due to the coronavirus pandemic that spurred a federal judge in Manhattan to release him early from prison because of his asthma, which makes the rapper turned informant more vulnerable
to the virus.
His attorney confirmed that the rapper's release, they said that they are very happy that he was released. He told the LA Times in a phone interview that the judge granted the motion basically because of the virus that's ravaging our nation. In practice, in prison you can't practice isolation or containment. It's just not feasible. So, Snitch 9 is out of jail. If y'all do not remember on previous episodes of the Wei'S World Podcast, which you all can still find on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, you can't find any Tekashi topics for us on YouTube. But you can find them there. And also at the end of the show, in the outro, we have some special news that we want to share with you all as well. One of our new sites that you
Can
can.
you come on about Tekashi?
Hold on. Can I do my thing?
When we get to it, we're not there yet.
My new site, but I got this.
That is good news, but come on,
Hold
get
on,
Tekashi
I got
and
you,
then...
ma'am.
Kids, let's go.
Okay. So yeah, Tekashi's out of jail because of asthma. Tekashi snitched on the 9 Trey Bloods. When Tekashi snitched on the 9 Trey Bloods, it basically made him an informant. He went around telling on everybody and got a whole bunch of people locked up, got people a whole bunch of years, told pretty much on everything, including Cardi B and Jim Jones, which how the hell did they even have anything to do with this? So much happened. Excuse me. So much happened in what was like a 3-4 month time span. It was real quick. Here he go again with his mask. In like a 3-4 month time span, like he went from being a very, very popular rapper to.
It didn't take long.
It was
for him
so
to go from
fast.
rapper to prison. It
So
didn't take
fast.
long at all.
For anybody.
So fast. And matter of fact, before I say my thoughts, as we do, shift left first. What are your
Look,
thoughts?
I don't even know this guy. Well, I mean, none of us know this guy. But
Did
like,
you-
I
did you
know,
get the sticky?
I think 2 songs, that one, and then Fifi with Nicki Minaj, which is like a cult song. Like, it's not even like, I don't know, like, I don't really know any of his music. And then all this like snitching stuff happened, and I just, this dude is not, he's not my cup of tea. He's not on my radar. I'm not even looking to see like how he's doing in prison. You know, like I care more about how Bill Cosby is holding up than I do, you know.
He's telling jokes
Tekashi.
for Jello pudding.
Jello pudding.
But that's how I feel. Like I don't know. Like I just feel like he's got some stuff coming because I don't know nothing about like the whole gang affiliation. But I know that this dude basically said that he like met like did he say that he's part of more than one?
No,
or he
no.
like is friends with
He's part of one gang. He said he's part of one gang, and he told on everybody in that gang. He basically brought down not the whole gang, but a set of that gang.
Yeah.
Like with the Bloods, you got the Pyru Bloods and a whole bunch of. He brought down just one set of the gang by himself by snitching.
Okay, so he didn't snitch on another gang.
No.
I thought it was like it was like he was in it with like different gangs.
No. He was into it with multiple people. He was into it with Chief Keef. That is a different gang, but that's a whole.
Well, regardless, I am really surprised. Like I said, his stardom to prison time, it was very quick. And like, I honestly thought that something bad was going to happen. I'm glad that he's okay, you know, and that he's getting out. But it is kind of like, dang, with the whole asthma, like, you ain't really saving him because now he's at risk for coronavirus. So it's like...
He's at risk. He's at risk for a lot right now.
I think
coronavirus.
he'd be happy.
With coronavirus.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. You're probably right.
I'm old. I'm in my 40s, so I know the name. And I've seen the pictures with all the tattoos.
The colorful
I'm old
hair.
school rapper. Everyone knows me, knows I'm old school. So I'm not, and that'll be another show, old school rap against them. I'll debate that any day. But I know the name. And for anyone to think that you can do what he just did and get away with it, I mean, people, if you watch TV, you don't hear too much about the Bloods, but don't think they ain't still around.
Exactly.
Don't think that they sleep. Because I trust me, the way he just read, I'm positive they know that he's coming out. Now, I'm sure
It's on Fox News. They know.
I'm sure
They know.
he's going to be hiding out somewhere. I'm sure he may have security. I doubt he shows his face anytime soon.
He's back in PC. He's already in witness protection, or not even witness protection, but he's like in secured
Right.
home.
On top of a quarantine.
Right.
Yes.
So,
So like he's at home, or like in his secure location, or wherever he's at, with an ankle monitor on. And he's supervised for like the first few months, and then after those first few months, he's no longer supervised. So y'all,
it should be fair game at some point.
yeah, I'm gonna say so. Y'all, so I'm just trying to give out this information so y'all can see what I'm saying. They let him out because of the coronavirus. He became free game at that point. He was already free game. No, he was PC'd up in jail. He was in protective custody in jail, so he wasn't there. But in the streets, out here in the regular world, y'all let him out because of the coronavirus. So some people know that where his secret location is or where his protective location is. Y'all don't got him in no bunker on some Breaking Bad type stuff in the middle of the desert. Y'all not doing that. And on top of that, y'all said on the news that after the first 4 or 5 months, he'll be off of supervised house arrest and just be on like a regular type of house arrest where he can go certain places for, like, basically his restrictions will start getting lifted after a certain amount of time. Y'all gave that information on the news. Y'all have basically set this young man up for some sort of death sentence. And I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. A lot of people want his head. A lot of people want him out the game because of what he did.
I am sure of it.
So I don't wish any, like the last time we talked about Tekashi, I don't wish any bad towards Tekashi. I want everybody to do the best they possibly can, but just everybody be safe. Everybody be safe. Be safe because of Corona. Be safe because people might try to take you out. Just be safe. Just please be safe. Like, I don't see why the first 4 months of 2020 has. What did we do?
This is supposed to be the year.
It really was.
I mean, everyone's like 2020
Was
is
my
the
year.
year.
Bro, everybody was gearing up like
Everything.
it was ready. Everybody was gearing up and was ready.
And for those of us who wasn't doing no, you know, like, 'cause there are some of us that were serious. Every year, people always go into the new year.
Like this, no,
that always happens.
Some of us
But
was
2020 was really about to be the year for some people. Like, and here we are stuck in the house.
It's crazy.
Some of us ain't working. Some of us ain't been at work for a couple weeks now. You know.
It's wild.
What did we do? The first quarter of 2020 is trash.
We done lost people. We didn't have
A lot of
Corona.
people. A lot.
We like everything is shut down now. It looks like martial laws are about to be enacted. It's too much going on. Can we go back to the end of 2019?
Yeah, let's do 2019.
I might say, and whoever pissed off, matter of fact, you know what it was? When y'all took King Tut's tomb out of his damn grave, y'all set off 2020 and turned us into this.
Hashtag
Return
the slab.
Please return the slab. Put that man back where he belongs. Put him back. Please. This will be the first 420 where you can't have 420. We're going to have virtual sessions.
we do what they do in virtual clubs, virtual concerts, you know, like
DJ party.
It's really creative, you know, but it's sad.
Shout out to DJ Caesar. Shout out to DJ Caesar because I swear I was on there one of those nights, and when I say he low-key had it jumping off the IG live. I was like, okay, I see what you did here. The other day, Manny Fresh went up against Scott Storch. What? Like, if you don't know who Scott Storch is, Scott Storch, just one song that he's a white dude. He made "Run It" by Chris Brown.
Yep.
He made "Still Dre" by Dr. Dre. That's just two. That's just two multi-platinum hits that man made. And then we all know who Manny Fresh is. Manny Fresh is Manny Fresh. But there's one thing that I want to say before we close out this Tekashi segment. It's not about Tekashi, but I do have to mention this because the people that watch me from Gary would be on my head if I didn't. The real Tiger King, if you do not know who it is, his name was Roy Boy. His name was Roy Boy. He got a tattoo shop in Gary. Here's how legendary this man is. I was 5 years old and knew that this man had a tiger at his tattoo shop. I was 5 years old and knew that this man kept the tiger at his tattoo shop. And if you got cool enough with him, he might even let you pet the tiger. Like, when he passed, they came and got all his animals. Like, the real Tiger King before Joe Exotic was Roy Boy from Gary, Indiana. I gotta throw that out there.
It's crazy, this man that I'm getting ready to talk about, when I was a little kid, he never had a tiger, but I had a man that lived next door to my grandma. We called him, I want to say, dang it, it was like Mr. John, I think was his name. I think it was Mr. John, but he had a lot of animals too. He was like, he had a goose, and the goose's name was Goose Goose, and the goose used to come over to my grandma's house and peck on the door until I came outside to play with it. It was a goose. A goose! I was playing with a goose. He had like, cats, dogs, all sorts of birds. He had all sorts of stuff, but I used to go over there and play with all his animals.
And by the way, if you're in Gary and you want to get a tattoo, definitely stop by Roy Boy's. It's still there. You can still get a fire tattoo. That's not where I got my tattoo, obviously, because I'm out here in Indy. But if I ever go back to the G and I want a tat, I'm going to Roy Boy's. Too many classic reviews from that spot. But this has been a successful broadcast. So we're about to go into this outro. We're going to talk about the broadcast a little bit. And then we got some big news. So we'll be right back here with you one last time on the Wei'S World Podcast. We're here with this young outro. This has been absolute fire. He's been one of the most responsive guests that we've had. Like, somebody that came in, knew what they was talking about, wasn't scared to be on camera, has been here with the conversation, actually giving fire information. So let's just clap it up. We have to clap it up.
Thank you for being on the show today.
Can I say, I want to show love to my daughter, to my son-in-law. Do y'all thing. I'm proud of y'all. I want to be on here again. Because there's a lot of things that we could talk about, stuff like that. So I'm coming back.
I'm feeling the old school versus new school.
Yeah, old school versus new school. I'll definitely be that. Parents, stuff like that. I'm down and stuff like that. So thank you. And, I can't wait to come back, sooner than later.
Cool. So some of the things we talked about today, Tiger King, Joe Exotic, the real Tiger King, Roy Boy. Me and him tried to do dad jokes. Y'all let us know how y'all thought that went. We gave y'all some coronavirus news, including kids not going back to school.
It's getting real. It's already
real. They didn't close the schools down for the whole year.
Limited access to grocery stores. And because of the coronavirus, Tekashi is home.
They let him out.
Takeshi is home. Which is wild.
He ain't been in there for long. He ain't been in there for
I'm
that long at
still
all.
kind of shocked about that. But I said in the previous segment that we had some news. It's some very exciting news. The Wei'S World Podcast, the Wei'S World Drunkcast, and Talking Sports with Way and Crony, we are now on iHeart Radio. You can now find us on iHeart Radio. So all you literally have to do is type in the Wei'S World Podcast, the Wei'S World Drunkcast, or just Wei'S World, or even Talking Sports with Way and Crony. Type in one of those, we'll come up. You'll be able to find us. And again, also the link to our iHeart Radio will be in the description. So you can also click down there, and it'll be in every description going forward. But
I did that wrong.
What?
iHeart Radio.
Thank you. Yes, that's it right there. But I have been your host, Way. You can find me at Instagram. I said at Instagram. On Instagram at how_way_how. You can also find me at Wei'S World_ Wei'S _ world 93. I can never get that.
And then that one we both got it. Me and Josh both got it
Literally.
that night.
Wei'S _ world 93. It's kind of like Russell Westbrook, like saying that. It's a tongue twister for me. You can also find me on Facebook at Wei'S World. You can find me on YouTube at the Wei'S World Podcast, as well as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, now iHeart Radio, and anywhere else that you get your local podcasts. You know.
I'm your girl, Shannytheshoota'S, and you can find me on Instagram at Shannytheshoota'S. You can find me on Facebook at Shannytheshoota'S. I'm on Twitter at Shannytheshoota'S. And yeah, I'm also on TikTok at The Shanny Show, so you should check me out on there because TikTok is like my new favorite thing since we're all stuck in the house.
Where can they find you?
This is your boy TWizz right here. Y'all know me. I ain't been out here in a while, stuff like that. But check it. This is my family right here. This is my daughter. This is my son-in-law. This is my family. I'm proud of them. Like I said, you can find me. Just look. I don't know. I'm old school. You know,
Don't let him out of
Just
y'all.
look.
He got Instagram and Facebook.
Go to his stuff, and I'm on there somewhere looking at him. So Facebook and Instagram. I don't know how to do Twitter and anything like that, but
We gonna tag him so y'all be able to get his tag.
I will be on Mixer though for y'all who play video games and stuff like that. I got Mixers coming up, so look for me there.
Okay.
That's gonna be big, everything. But hey, thank y'all for having me.
Yeah.
I will be back hopefully sooner. With some deep topics and stuff like that. So let's do it. Wash your hands. Coronavirus is real. For real.
This has been the Wei'S World Podcast, episode 7. We'll be right back with you. We're not right back with you. What am I talking about?
Bye.
Bye.